Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mel, and so thank you so much for stopping by. So today's video has been a long time coming. A couple of months ago I asked you guys to send me in some suggestions of what your favorites are and what products you use, and so I finally got the chance to create this video between all the other ones that I had coming up. So I'm very excited to say that I was able to go and purchase a bunch of the products that you suggested for me. And if you want to know whether I picked one of your suggestions, then let's jump into the video. So I just got back from the store. I went and purchased everything this morning, and some of the products I didn't get feedback from of what you guys use. So I'm just going to go ahead and use products that I normally would, and just like there's just a couple of things, but everything else will be your recommendations and stuff that you guys use. So we're first going to jump in with primer. So someone recommended that they use the NYX Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer. So I went and grabbed that one. There was a couple of different types, but I like more, this one through the packaging looked like it was like a silicone type of product, which I like that when it fills in my pores. Yeah, so I thought this was just going to be so fun to try and use everything that you guys, and you know that I just get so excited trying new products, and especially when it's you guys said that you use these type of things. So let's give this a go. I think I'm just going to put a little bit. Oh, it's quite runny. Okay. I didn't think it was going to be that runny. I thought it was more like a gel. So I'll put it in my trouble spots here where I have the most pores. Well, it's really soft and silky feeling. That's nice. And I always take more kind of up top. It's almost like I'm not going to say really an oil because it's absorbing right into my skin. Well, that's really different. Nice. So I always put the primer kind of in my wrinkle spots here between my eyebrows, and especially down here I have more pores, and I put it right into where these creases are on my face. Yeah, that really absorbed nicely. Okay. So I'm just going to let that sink into I always let the primer sit for a couple minutes just to let it absorb into my skin, and then we'll jump into foundation. So the primer is now settled into my skin, and we're going to go in with foundation. So I picked up the L'Oreal True Match, which I know this is basically a cult favorite. And I used to use this one years and years ago, and it was my go-to foundation, and I'm not sure why exactly I stopped using it. I guess just because I started using a whole bunch of different foundations, this one kind of fell by the wayside. So I said, yeah, I'm going to go back to trying this one. I have this in the shade Natural Ivory C2, and the different letters, I believe, stand for your skin tones. So I have a cool undertone to my skin. That is what the C means, and then I can't remember what the other ones are. I think there's like a W something, so that would be warm, your warm skin tone. And if I would try to match it as well as I could because there wasn't a tester, but I was pretty sure I had used this shade before when I used to use this years ago. So I'm just going to give it a good shake. And I thought I'd match my headband today to my backdrop. Actually, I didn't do that on purpose. It was just I grabbed it as I was leaving the bathroom. I had to put my hair back today, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll wear the nice green today. So this, from what I remember, this one is quite liquidy. So I'm going to put just a little bit on the back of my hand. Oh yeah, it's really runny. So that might be enough. It's not a lot, but yeah, see how it's quite it's runny, which is good. It's just a very lightweight foundation. Like literally, it's just going to give me light coverage. I already know that. But it's a really creamy texture. That might be a little bit too light, but we'll work with it. It's always hard when there isn't a tester to kind of match your shade. And I'm just going in with the L'Oreal sponge and blending that all in. I probably put too much on my hand. That's actually quite a bit on my hand still. So we'll just blend this all in. I do remember this blended in really nicely, and when I used to use this years ago, I remember putting it on with just my fingers because they really didn't have like these type of sponges back then. because I'm talking like a long time ago I used to use this. But now with the sponge, it just makes the blending really, really easy. And if you're looking for just a nice lightweight foundation, this is a really good one. Okay, so now that I have it all blended in, it actually, the color match is pretty decent. I think I picked the right shade. But yeah, that's just it's a really nice light coverage if you're just looking for something. This would actually be really nice in the summertime if you're getting like a little bit of a tan, that sort of thing, and you just don't want a whole bunch of foundation on your face. I would say this is probably a little bit of a step above like a BB CC cream. So I didn't do under my eyes yet because I wanted to try this new a color corrector that I picked up. So I had a viewer a long time ago ask me if I had ever tried the NYX color correcting palette, and I said no, I would love to try it though. So I went and purchased this one here. So I'm just gonna, as I'm taking the packaging off, I took a picture of, on the display it had what each color does for you. The yellow, so the yellow conceals purple and deep red color. So that's the color I'm going to use underneath my eyes. Then the green conceals the redness. The purple brightens and corrects yellow tones. Pink brightens dull complexions. And 5 and 6, which are just down here, the light and the deep colors, camouflages imperfections. We're going to go in with the yellow. That's very pretty. Isn't that nice? So I'm just going to go in with this is just an e.l.f. concealer brush, and I just want to use probably a little bit of the yellow. Okay, so it's really quite creamy. It's like a really creamy consistency. So I'm just putting a little bit on the brush, and hopefully this isn't like too yellow. I usually use my Lash Wattier, that peach color corrector. So let me just blend it in now with my finger. I just want to make sure it's all blended in really well because it is very creamy, and then I don't want it kind of getting into my fine lines. But yeah, okay, so this is the one that's done. This is the one, so you can kind of see the difference that it did do the color correcting. I'm still quite purple under the eye that I didn't do. So that's not a bad job. And I'll just do my other side now. I'm just going to take it up a little bit past this point too, because I do have a lot of the darkness. The purple goes right up along where my nose is. And again, I'll just blend that in. The warmth of your finger helps products blend in easier. So not bad. It's not a bad job. I think the Lash Wattier probably does a little bit of a better job of concealing it. I'll just put a little bit more. I just want to see if putting a little bit more will help it diminish the pigmentation a little bit better. Okay, so I think that's as good as it's going to get. But again, not a bad job. That's pretty decent. It does cover. I mean, of course, I'm going to go in with concealer anyhow, so it's not like I'm relying on this to totally cover everything up. And then I want to see that green, because it said green helps with redness. So I just want to use a little bit of the green shade and try and cover up that red dot that I always have on the side of my nose, because I just want to kind of put it through to the test here to see how well it's going to work. Okay, well, I don't think it really did anything for that, so I can still see it through there. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that foundation. I did end up having to take some of the stuff that was on the back of my hand, and I ended up just putting a little bit back in the bottle, and I know that's probably not hygienic. I get that, but there's no way I was going to use all of that stuff that I had on the back of my hand. It would have just been too much for on my face. Yeah, use it. This one you can use it sparingly, but so that was really good. You probably don't need a lot of that. And then the one thing that I will try is that salmon color. And I'll use that during the week when I'm getting ready for work. I'll try that color and see how that works under my eyes. And I'll let you guys know if it was better to use kind of the peach color or the yellow color. But I know yellow does neutralize the bluey purple that you have going on. So that's why I went with that. So I'm going to go in with concealer now. A lot of you had suggested that you use the Maybelline Fit. I know that I have a couple of different colors of this one. So this is just the shade Light. of that one. I'm just going to dot it on that corrector because I don't want to disturb what I just did under my eye there. So we'll start with that much. And again, I'm just going to blend it in. Okay, all the concealer is blended in. I just quickly did my eyebrows off camera as well because I forgot that there was no suggestions for an eyebrow pencil. So I just went in with the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim eyebrow pencil. This is, again, my favorite one that I've tried for quite a few weeks now. And I just have this in the shade brown. So I love, love, love that pencil. So I'm just going to go in and do some highlighting. That is one thing, I really did forget how lightweight this foundation is. I'm so used to wearing more of a like a light medium. So I'll probably definitely wear this more in the summertime. But so far so good. The one thing I have noticed is it isn't really settling into my fine lines yet, so that's really good. And then I'm just going to go use my Maybelline Fit Me. This is not like all Maybelline stuff today. It just happens that that's what I'm using. So this is the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, because again, there was really no suggestions for any sort of powders or anything like that. And then I know a couple of you had mentioned some products that I looked for and I couldn't get it here either in Canada or it wasn't at the drugstore that I buy products from. I think a few of you had mentioned like Milani products, but I can't get that at the one drugstore that I shop at, which is fine. There's so many different products to use. And I'm just putting the powder just in the spots where I just put that highlighting. That color corrector actually didn't do too badly. I'm really picky with my concealers because I am so dark under my eyes. But so far so good. There is a little bit of settling into my fine lines right underneath because that is just because it's such a creamy texture. And what I do is if I open my eyes a little bit and I can kind of see it just in here, I'll just make sure to smooth it all out and get it out of those lines. So next up is eyeshadow. So nobody really had any eyeshadow suggestions for me. So while I was in the store today, I saw this. This was the Maybelline Total Temptation. It's a shadow and a highlight palette. But I saw it kind of in a clearance area. And I thought, well, let's give it a try. And just because something is on clearance doesn't mean that it's a bad product. It probably just means that they are coming out with something new to try and they just need to clear out some old stuff. So I just thought I'd pick this up and I'll just take the safety seals off. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the inside. It's quite pretty. Probably use more, definitely, you know me, this side here, which is more like neutrals. This is very pretty for, I would probably use this one in an upcoming video that I'll do like a spring kind of look. I love spring, and that reminds me of more like pinks and purples and really soft lilac colors. So I'll probably use that side for that. So I like the two pans of eyeshadow, and then in the middle here, those are two highlighters. I don't know if I'm a big fan of purple highlighters myself, so I'll just swatch the purple and the gold for you, just so you can kind of see. So they're quite pretty. That purple is really nice. And there's mattes. So there's one shimmer shade, and then the rest of them are mattes, which I do prefer mattes for myself. So to start off, normally I wouldn't because it does have some shimmer in it, but it's really the only kind of like a neutral shade that I can put on to use as a transition color. So I'm just going to try a little bit of that, and I'm just going to put it right in my crease area, and I'll go kind of right up into my brow bone. So not bad. It's not as pigmented as I thought they would be, but the color payoff isn't bad. So next I'm going to go in with this kind of looks like a rusty color, and I'll use that to deepen that crease area up. And I'm just slightly putting it in my crease. I'm not going to go all the way through to the end. This would be a nice color for the fall, rusty kind of color. Always reminds me of like fall leaves and stuff. So the only thing with this is I'm getting a lot of fallout from this, and I'll show you in a little bit. They're not blending too badly. Yeah, you can kind of see here how there's a lot of fallout on the side there. So next I'm going to go in with this darker shade here, this dark chocolate brown, and I'm going to put that just on the outer part of my eye, and I just want to put it right on the end and very gently work it up a little bit into the crease. And I just use a bit of a circular motion. Yeah, I wish they were just maybe a little bit more pigmented, but hey, that's the part of trying new makeup. And I did bang the brush off pretty good so that I'm not going to get all that fallout on my face. And I'm just trying to keep the color. I don't want it kind of going down below my eye. If you envision a line going like that from the corner of your eye up, I'm trying not to let it drop too far below that, because otherwise it just kind of makes your eye look a bit droopy. And then I want to just deepen that crease up just a little bit more. It's not looking the way I want it to exactly. So I'm going to use that really dark gray that's on this side. And I'm just going to take a tiny bit because this one's probably really dark. I just want to put it just on the outer part again where that other color was. So it's just darkening it up a little bit more. And the key to eyeshadow is just always making sure you're blending so you don't get any of those harsh lines. And I just used a very, very tiny amount. Okay, so that color was way more pigmented than the other ones. So I'm just going to take my NYX. This is just a blending brush. It's clean, so I just want to make sure everything's blended. There's no lines. Okay, and then I'm going to use a bit of the rusty color and the dark color, and I'm going to do the bottom lash line. This palette actually kind of reminds me of that L'Oreal peachy one that I have. Like that one peach shade that's in here is quite similar to that shade. And I just try and run it as close to my bottom lash line as I can. So overall, not a bad palette. Definitely not my favorite palette from Maybelline. I've had some other like there's, I think it's called City Line or something like that. Some of their cute little palettes. So next we're going to go in with liquid eyeliner. I know it's not usually my favorite one to use, but a viewer had suggested that she uses the NYX Super Skinny Eye Marker. And I just got this one in the shade Carbon Black. And I was trying to go by like the tip on the packaging because I do like more of that finer tip. I'm just going to shake it because sometimes with liquid eyeliners you need to shake them. So all it says is that it's super skinny. I always kind of start about the halfway mark on my eye and just do it in short little strokes. Okay, I may have to shake it again because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of color. So, all right, let's try this again. Okay, so there's not a lot of, I don't know. It was a brand new packaging, but there just doesn't seem to be a lot of color. Like when I'm doing it on my hand, I just wanted to see what it would do on the back of my hand. So it's showing up on the back of my hand. But I don't know why it's not doing a very good job on my eyes. I'm not going to do a wing. I'm just going to put it right to the end. Well, this is kind of disappointing. Yeah, there's not a lot of, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's old. Like maybe it was sitting in the store too long. I don't know. Like I am not getting a lot of color. All right, I think I'm gonna have to, this one may have to go back to the store because there is something wrong with this. Yeah, like it is not giving me hardly any color. But I shouldn't have to shake it this much just to get some color. So that's the only thing I can think of is that maybe it's old. Oh no, here's some color. Okay, here on this side here I'm getting some color. I don't know if you can hopefully see it. Here, I'm just gonna turn up my light a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit more color now, but I don't think it's my favorite pencil to work with here, or pen. Okay, so I've just shaken it a lot, and I think I'm getting a little bit more out of it. I shouldn't have to work this hard at getting the eyeliner out, so I don't know. It's definitely not my favorite. I like the tip because the tip is just that really fine point. So I'm just going to see if I need to shake it some more, and we'll see if I can get it on this eye now. Yeah, see, it's just not coming out on my eye. That's so weird. And I'm holding it down as much as I can, trying to get all the ink to the end. Okay, so far that was the more disappointing one, was the NYX. I don't know if it's this particular one or if there's just something faulty with the actual pencil. It could be old and it's maybe just sitting on the shelf for too long and it's dried out. But yeah, you can kind of see I really had to work at trying to get just even some sort of line on here. It was a bit frustrating. So I'll have to try and give that one another try. If not, I'm just going to take it back to the store because I don't want to purchase something and then not end up using it. A couple of people actually mentioned to me how much they love the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Effect Mascara. So I had heard this one is really good. It's like that falsy one that they have. They have like it comes in like a purple package. So yeah, that's what it looks like out of the package. And I think the wand is supposed to be quite different. This one actually reminds me a little bit of the L'Oreal Butterfly one that I have. And I really like that one. Hopefully this is kind of like that. The formulation is supposed to be really good on it. And it says, a unique fanning brush and fresh liquid formula capture and volumize lashes from root to tip. Okay, let's give it a try. So it does have like a little bit of a curve. So I'm supposed to use, if you can see the inner curve, you're supposed to use that for the lashes for the root. And then the other side here, where the other bristles are, you're supposed to use that to try and fan them out. Let's give it a try. Again, I didn't curl my lashes today because when I'm using a new mascara, I always want to see how it works. So I'm going to use that part there. And I'm starting right at the root and I wiggle back and forth. It is doing a nice job right in the very corners of my eyes. Those are those little lashes that are sometimes hard to get, but seems to be catching those. So I'm going to do what it says, and that is, so I've used this inner curve part to do that, and now I'm just going to use the outer part, and it says to, oh yeah, okay. It is making them look a little bit fuller by doing that. Surprising. Cool. And sorry, I didn't tell you what shade I'm using. This is Brownish Black. Well, that is really unique. That as soon as I used that other side of the brush, it really volumized. It really made them bigger. Okay, I am liking this mascara. It's really good. So I'm just going in with another little coat on this lash. That's really cool how you put the one curve on first and then you fan them out with the other side. Very interesting. And I thought she also said, I can't remember exactly who told me, which viewer said, but it doesn't, this apparently doesn't flake. That is a bonus in my books. There's nothing worse than when your mascara starts flaking like halfway through the day. Wow, I am impressed. So I'm just gonna let the top lashes dry a little bit before I do my bottom lashes. So next we're gonna go in with bronzer. And a bunch of you had said that the Maybelline City sorry, as I dropped it. The Maybelline City Bronzer is one of your favorites, so we're going to go in with that one. And I've used it a few times on my channel. I wouldn't say I've used it a lot because I have a whole bunch of different bronzers. But yeah, definitely this was one of the good ones. I thought today by wearing a t-shirt in here, I would not get as warm, but it is what it is. It's usually about the same time that I start getting the red cheeks. But it's about like just a little over halfway and my cheeks start getting all red. And it's not like I can really even have a fan on in here because it would just be too noisy for the audio. So with bronzer, I just start off with a really light hand, do my cheeks. I go up my forehead and I do my other cheek and then I bring it down just along my jawline, and I'll do my nose. Yeah, this is really actually quite a nice bronzer. I do really like it. And then I always just make sure I run it down my neck area as well, just so everything looks seamless. And sorry, I always forget to tell you what shade I'm using. This is in the shade 200. So, and I think there was two other ones, but I've had that one for a while. Now, two new products that I'm using. I've seen these a whole bunch of times. So the Physicians Formula Blush. Now, I think it was from Jess, her channel is Hey Jess. I believe she was the one that said that she uses the organic Physicians Formula Blush. But unfortunately, either we can't get it here in Canada, but there was some organic products, like they had some organic mascaras and some organic like serums, that sort of that line of it. But the blush is just a regular, it's just a regular blush. So I'm hoping this works as well as, I know the bronzer is like a cult favorite. Everybody uses that Physicians Formula bronzer. I used it years ago, and I just never repurchased it. I don't know why, but I'll have to give it a try again. So I love the packaging. Their packaging is so cute. And I have this in the shade Vintage Rouge. Oh, cool. So when you open it, and then it opens up into like a, there's a like a little brush here, but or sponge, I guess, that you can put on, but I will never use that. So I have my own brush. And apparently it's almost like butter, it says. It's ultra luxurious formula. So I'm going to swirl my brush in there so I can see some of the powder coming off of the product. And it smells so nice. Such a beautiful smell. Okay, yeah, I can see it now. I can see the color. You can see this side. It is very buttery. Actually feels like I'm putting silk on my face. That's really pretty. I always have my standard blushes that I use, but I always love finding new blushes. So that's a nice one. Cool, thank you. And then to stay with the Physicians Formula products we have going here, the other suggestion to go, again, it was an organic highlighter. Again, I couldn't get the organic one. So I just bought the Physicians Formula Butter Highlight Cream to Powder Highlighter. And I have this in the shade Champagne. Okay, so now that I finally got it out, that was a struggle just to try and get it out of the packaging. So that's what it looks like. And it just is like a screw off top. Oh my goodness. Oh, here, I will swatch it above those other highlighters that, oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, so it is this one on the top here. Oh, wow. That is gorgeous. Oh, all right. Let's give this, wow, I am shocked. That really swatched nicely. Okay, I don't know how much to take here on my, that was really, really pigmented. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's very pretty. So it's a nice subtle highlight. It's nothing like blinding, but it's very velvety. Wow, like I barely put anything on my brush. Oh, that's so pretty. Wow. I hope the camera can really pick up, like, holy smokes. That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Because you know that my, oh, look at that. You guys, my favorite is like the Maybelline Master Chrome. But this is, oh my goodness. Okay, we are glowing today. I am shocked. Genuinely, I'm shocked. Wow, that is beautiful. I can't believe I only put a little bit on my brush. Look at this side, like it's almost too much. Here, I'm just gonna see if I can tone it down a little bit. Wow. Okay. Again, just gonna highlight a little bit on my nose. And I'm a little bit worried. Okay, so let's just go down my nose and on my Cupid's bow. Oh, wow. I am blown away. Okay. Sorry. I love trying new stuff, and when it's just a product that is absolutely gorgeous. I like the gold shade. That's really different. I sometimes will like more of like a pinky kind of tone, but I was surprised at how gold it is because it really doesn't look like that in the packaging. It's almost like an iridescent. So, okay. Pleasantly surprised with that. All right, so let's go in with, now I'm going to do those bottom lashes just a little bit. Well, I don't know what side to use now with just my bottom lashes, but I'll go in with the more brushier side. All right, bottom lashes are done. It did actually quite a nice job on the bottom lashes. So for lip liners, you know, I have my Nude retractable one, but somebody suggested that I try the NYX. This is called, and just let me get my glasses because I can't read that little fine print. This is the Glide On, Slide On, Stay On, and definitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme Color Lip Color. And I have this in the shade Nude Suede Shoes. Okay, they really had that plastic on there. Holy smokes. So I think this is, okay, so it's just like a pencil that you would sharpen. But I really like the color. That's very pretty. So let's see if the color is similar to my other one. So it's along the same lines. I would say it's pretty close. This one was a little bit more. I think it was like $2 or $3 more than my retractable one. But it is gliding on really smoothly. And the color is very similar. But yeah, I really liked how it said that it'll stay on. So what I usually do in the morning when I'm putting on my lipstick is I fill in my whole lip with my lip liner. And that helps the lipstick stay on better throughout the day. Yeah, I really like that. That's really nice. Okay, so that's a good find. So for lipstick, there wasn't really any one product that anybody really got back to me about. There were so many varying, some people use Maybelline, some of you have used NYX, and then some of you had mentioned L'Oreal. So it was really hard to try and pick which one would be one that I wanted to try. But when I was in the store today, and she just basically, the lady in the department, she just basically had put out a display of this new, like I think this is really, really new, at least here for me in Canada. This, I don't know if it's anywhere else, but it's by L'Oreal. And it is called a matte lip crayon. And the shade just looked, you know, right up my alley, that nice nude shade. I have this in 511 Lady Toffee. It's so new that she had put the display out and she hadn't even had a chance to put the price on the display yet. So I was like, well, I want to give it a try. So it's like that. And apparently it's supposed to last throughout the whole day. And it's supposed to be creamy from what I can see on the display. So let's give it a try. Okay, so it's like a crayon. It's very smooth. Has a little bit of a scent to it, but it's like almost like a sweet smell, like a candy. It is definitely matte. Okay, so it's definitely it's different. I don't think I've used a stick that is like a matte. I usually have like liquid lipsticks that are a matte, and then I also have like lipsticks that have a tendency to be a little bit more on the matte side. But this is different. This is like a crayon. And how it applies is quite different. But it's not drying. That was one of the claims, is it said it's not a drying product. I'll have to see whether I like that. But I love the shade. Shade's really nice. There was a whole bunch of different shades there. This one was definitely this was definitely the right color because it has like a pinky undertone to it. And I thought it would pair really nicely with the lip liner, even though they're two different brands. Okay, so I think, yeah, I like that one. So this is the completed look. And I actually quite like how, when I went to just quickly do my hair, I really liked how natural looking it is. I do like more of a natural look. So just to kind of recap what I'm wearing and what your suggestions and how it all turned out, I'll just kind of go through the list here. So the color corrector, I'll definitely try this one again. And like I said, I'm going to try that peachy tone and see how that does under my eyes. For now, I can still see a little bit of the darkness poking through. It's not, when I use my Lee Swatche color correcting pen, I don't get usually this much pigmentation still poking through. So definitely I'll try that one again and see if I still have my same findings. Really like the foundation. I can already see right here now that it really is not settling into my fine lines, and I've had it, well, I'm just trying to look at my clock, probably about an hour now when I started this whole thing. It's doing really, really well. I liked how it blended in, and it's just a really nice, natural looking foundation, nothing too heavy. So really liking that one. The primer, I think that it did a really nice job with this foundation. Definitely will give that one a try again. And I like how it was more of a gel based, so that really sinks into your pores a little bit better. Liking the mascara. This was 2 coats of mascara, and I think my lashes look really, it's really given my lashes a lot of volume. So liking that, that's a good find. And then the Maybelline Fit Concealer. Again, I can see, because it is a very light concealer, which I've always known. And if you watched my concealer video, this kind of was in the middle. It's not like a big heavy coverage under your eyes. So when you do have that darkness like I do, you need something probably a little bit stronger than this one. But I like the coverage. It is quite a nice, it blends in really nicely. But for myself personally, I would probably stay with my Maybelline Age Rewind. I think that one works really the best for me. And so yeah, I do like this one, but again, I'd go more to my other one. The blush was really cute. Really like the blush. It gave me just a really nice flush to my cheeks, so I really like that, and I like the texture of it. Nice little pink tone to it, but it is very buttery. Like, it's unbelievable. Like when you put it on, it's like butter between your fingers. So I really like that. That just means it's going to sit really nicely on your skin. I absolutely love this highlighter. Oh my goodness. I just want to swatch it again because, like, look at this, you guys. That is just on my finger. Wow. That is just amazing. Like, can you see that glow? Holy smokes. Okay, so this might become my new favorite highlighter. I'm shocked. I don't know why I've never tried this one before. That was unbelievable. So my kind of I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. But the eyeshadow palette, I'll keep using it and just kind of see what I feel about it at that time. And then my one that disappointed me the most, I don't think it's the actual pencil. I don't know. I'll have to see, because I mean, I was really shaking that to try and get all the liquid down to the tip. And I mean, it really doesn't even look like I'm wearing eyeliner. Like, you can barely see it, right? So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in that. I know there was a whole bunch of different eyeliners, like liquid eyeliners. So I don't know. Well, maybe I'll just exchange it for something else. But I'll give this one one more try during the week when I'm going to work and see how it works. If not, I'll just take it back to the store and I'll try for something else, because I know NYX does have very good products. I have their retractable eyeliner that I absolutely love. It's a very creamy texture, and I use that a lot in my top waterline here to just kind of fill in those spots here. Other than that, I think that was just about it for absolutely new products that I've tried. Oh, and I just about forgot the 2 lip products. So really liking the pencil. I can feel it on my lip when I was putting it on, that it did glide on really nicely, and it is waterproof. So I'm waiting to see how long this will last me, because it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now that I'm recording. So we'll see how well that does. And then this one, I'm liking it so far. It is definitely like a matte, but it's not drying my lips out, which is nice. I'll continue to use this one, and if you see it in some upcoming videos, then you know that I like it. So I hope you liked today's video. This was a lot of fun, actually, because I love trying new products, and when I'm like blown away by some products that I've tried, I just love doing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you haven't already done so, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and become a part of my little world here on YouTube. And you can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter and that sort of thing. So as always, everybody, I hope you have a great week and a great life, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye.